The best advice I've probably been ever given is to be patient. Everything's trial and error. Some things work, something doesn't. As long as you start and you know where your starting point is, it's about building and building blocks, stepping stones along the way. So always be patient is my best advice. And try everything, because some of it works, some of it doesn't. But as long as you try it and you do it slowly and you do it in the best capable ability that you have, that's all that matters. For anybody that's just starting out in the gym and who suffers with anxiety, the best way to take away that intimidating factor about the gym, because it is very daunting, it is very scary for anybody that's started, and especially doesn't know how it works, the people, and there's a lot of factors kicking in which kicks off your anxiety. And the best way to get over that is arrange a consultation. Ask if any gym has got PTs and find one that suits you. It might not be the first person PT you speak to, it might not be the second. If you speak to them, each one has an individual way of explaining themselves, how they carry themselves off. Some you'll be able to empathize with, some you'll be able to relate to. It doesn't always work that way, so it's like trial and error. And the best way to take away that intimidating factor is find someone that you can relate to out of the personal trainers, and the atmosphere then becomes a lot easier and a lot less scary in that sense, because they'll be able to show you, talk to you, and break things down at a level that you understand, so it doesn't come off as scary. And especially if they can show you, it's like anything else, you've got to learn to crawl before you can walk and before you can run. So finding a PT that'll be able to break things down slowly for you, show things around, always makes you feel welcome, and always says hello to you, and is always open, and every time you approach them, they'll at that level to always stop and make time for you. There's always a friendly atmosphere and helpfulness in the gyms and the PTs, or there should be. If they're not, find a different gym, and find one that suits you. Do I have any tips on staying track on those days where I just CBA and just want chocolate? Yeah, it's about balance. It's not about cheating, it's more of a balance. Now, if you know your macro count for the day or for the week, or your calorie intake for the day, it's a lot easier to stay on track of that. So for example, if it's on the days like on a Sunday where, it's my day off, I'm totally CBA, I want to have a treat rather than a cheat, I stay within my calories, and I stay that little bit of a balance. If I want that, that little piece of chocolate, instead of eating a full chocolate bar, I'll have a little piece to keep me going. And again, it's like a little treat, but I account for those macros. I account for those carbs. One of the best ways is using the likes of MyFitnessPal, keeping track of everything you eat, everything you drink. And that will tell you if you've got your daily calorie intake, as long as you're within that calories for the day, just for that day, you can still stay on track. On top of that, it always helps to always be active and do something. So it's what I call a list day, low intensity, steady state. So whether that's going for a walk with a dog 2-3 times a day, going for a bike ride, going for a light jog, that keeps my metabolism going. That also keeps my mindset focused to stay on track, to allow to know where I'm burning calories, where I then can make up for certain calories, and I can have that little bit of, a sin, as we call it. But as long as it's within my macros and I'm accounting for it by keeping track of it, and that's probably one of the best ways to stay on track. What keeps me motivated when I don't feel like it, and what pushes me? In case there's ever a zombie apocalypse, I want to be ready. Now that's the joke answer I always give. Half truth. If there's ever a zombie apocalypse, I want to be ready for it. But you know what keeps me motivated and push myself is because I know the benefits of training and working out outweigh the negatives. And whether it's going for a walk or going cycling, going for a run, going for a swim, or lifting some weights, it always makes me feel 10 times better knowing that I've done it, especially when I'm not in the frame of mind that is the best time to go, when you just can't be arsed, when you've got no energy and you cannot be bothered, but you go and you force yourself to do so, because it releases all those good hormones and it puts my mind in a state of focus, knowing that I've done something right and I've done something good. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't even have to be a fantastic workout. Even if it's an hour and a half of mediocre workout, the good positive effect on my mental health it has, compared to sitting at home wallowing in my own head, getting lost in my anxiety, getting lost in my depression, you know, it's 10 times better than sitting there taking medication and wallowing in that. And what keeps me going, that also keeps me going, is my clients. I know my clients suffer with a lot of mental health issues and problems, and it's to be able to relate to them and make them understand that they're not alone, and I'm there with them with it. That keeps me going and keeps me pushing on. Okay, how do you get involved with Warrior? The usual social media stuff, you know, the Facebook, the Instagram that they've got. They have also got on their Facebook page, it'll take you to an email address. There's also a link there that takes you to the Mind Body app to be able to book through Mind Body. Their classes run at 6:30 a.m, 9:30 a.m, 5:45 p.m, and 6:45 p.m, Monday to Friday. The Saturday, Sunday classes are different, but you can get involved either one of those. If you want to join in any of the classes, if you come down and speak to us, or you go through the Mind Body app, it'll tell you when the times are and you can book through there. Now through Mind Body app itself, you can also book bulk sessions, so that means you've got 30 days to you can do a 4, 6, 12, 18, 24, however many sessions you think you can do in 30 days, and it'll give you a total amount, and every time you book in through the app, it'll deduct it, etc, etc, and then, but you have to take all those sessions within that month. Warrior also provide PT sessions, so there's 5 PTs. There's myself, Chris Moore, Francesca Walsh, Alice Jennings, and Casey Lee. I think that's the last name, not too sure. Each PTs charge differently for the sessions that they do. They also charge bulk sessions, so you buy a certain amount of sessions that you can take within, however, in them 30 days, 60 days, whatever, and it works out cheaper per session. Each PT also works differently, so their main focuses. So ladies, if you like to work on your legs, bums and tums, you know, you'd want to see the likes of Alice Jennings. She's phenomenal at what she does. You want to go into female physique and wanting to go and hit that stage kind of comp, you want to go see Casey, because she's just finished and won some of her competitions. Strength conditioning wise, you know, there's every coach there does strength conditioning. It all depends on what you're looking for. Me, myself, I work on injuries. I like working on injuries. I like building confidence in people, making themselves feel better in their own skin. I teach a lot of Olympic lifting and CrossFit style functional training to get the best out of the body, get it into shape whilst burning fat. So, you know, again, we all work on specific different things, different goals, but we all provide the same about information thereabouts on training and diet and how it works. More importantly, we'd like to build your confidence to make you feel better in your own skin. It is for everyone. You know, most of my clients most of my clients are female, believe it or not, and the youngest one of my clients ranges from as young as 17 and the oldest one as old as 72. So it makes no difference what age group you are. If you have a specific goal, you've never done it before, you're an advanced trainer, you want to try something new, you've hit a wall, you know, each one will be able to help you. It just depends on what you're looking for.